In today's session, we are going to discuss CFT for tetrahedral complex. CFT, that is crystal field theory for tetrahedral complexes. In previous session, we have already discussed CFT for octahedral complex. In today's session, we will discuss CFT for tetrahedral complex. Now, in octahedral complex, you know that d orbital splits as T2G and EG. Between T2G and EG, there is a barrier center. So, in octahedral complexes, T2G lies at the bottom and EG is at upper side. In tetrahedral complexes, this splitting gets reversed. Splitting get reversed means EG will come down and T2G will go up. So, consider this is degenerate d orbital. Next to degenerate d orbital, there will be non-degenerate d orbital. Now, this non-degenerate d orbital will split into two, that is T2G and EG. You know that in octahedral complexes, T2G lies in lower level, EG is at upper level. But in the tetrahedral complexes, this will get reverse. Means EG will come down and T2G will go up. So this is the main difference between CFT for tetrahedral complexes and CFT for octahedral complexes. In octahedral complexes, T2G at down, EG up. But in tetrahedral, EG is down, T2G is up. Okay. Now, while writing CFT diagram for tetrahedral complexes, you just have to write E and T2. Don't write G. G you will write only in case of octahedral complexes. So at the bottom there will be E, at the upper level there will be T2. Between these two, there will be BC, that is balancing center. Okay. Now, what is the difference between BC and E and BC and T2? Okay. Now, T2 lies at the upper level because the energy of T2 gets increased. So, if the energy gets increased, it will have plus sign, and the energy of E decreases, so it will have minus sign. Total number of d orbitals are 5. So, at the denominator of both, we will write 5. Now, while writing this difference in energy for E, consider the number of orbitals of T2. How many orbitals are there in T2? 1, 2, 3. So, here I will write 3. And here how many are there? 2. So, I will write 2. So, the difference between BC and E is minus 3 by 5 and BC and T2 is plus 2 by 5. So, plus 2 by 5 means around how much it will be? If you will calculate this, it will be 0.4 plus 0.4 and this will be minus 0.6. Okay. Now, the question is why E is down and T2 is up in case of tetrahedral complexes. Okay. Now, you know that d orbital is having 5 suborbitals. d orbital is having 5 suborbitals x, y, y, z, x, z, x square, y square and z square. So dxy, dyz, dxz, d square, y square and dz square. The first 3 orbitals we term as T2 and last 2 termed as E. In case of octahedral, T2G and EG. But while writing CFT for tetrahedral complexes, don't write G. So I will just write T2 and E. Okay. Now, these 3 orbitals lies between the axis, and these 2 orbitals lies along the axis. T2 lies between the axis, E lies along the axis. Okay. Now, in case of now if you will see CFT diagram for tetrahedral complex, T2 is in upper level, E is at the lower level. Okay. Now why T2 is at upper level? Okay. Again I will explain you. These are the 5 suborbitals of D, dxy, dyz, dxz, d square, y square and dz square. First 3 are known as T2, last 2 are known as E. This first 3, that is T2, lies between the axis, last 2, that is E, lies along the axis. In case of tetrahedral complexes, when ligand approaches metal, it approaches orbitals first which are present between the axis. In case of tetrahedral complexes, ligand when approaches metal, it approaches the orbital which are present between the axis. Now between the axis means T2. So as ligand approaches metal to the orbitals between the axis means T2, energy of T2 gets increases. So energy of T2 will increase. Why the energy of T2 will increase? Because ligand approaches this T2 first. So there will be repulsion between the electrons of ligand and electrons of metal. So because this electron repulsion, energy of T2 will increase. So T2 lies at the upper level. Okay. Now, if you will consider any system, let us consider D4 system. D4 system. Now, what will be the electronic configuration for D4 system with respect to CFT? Okay. Now, D4 system means there will be 4 electrons in the d orbital. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Again 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now the question is, third electron will do pairing here or it will go in the T2. So there will be 2 possible cases. In case of strong ligand, what will happen? And in case of weak ligand, what will happen? Okay. Now, we have to fill 4 electrons because we have considered D4 system. Out of 4 electrons, 2 electrons are filled. Now, third electron will do pairing or it will go in the T2. That we have to decide. Now, let us write CFT for strong ligand first and then we will write CFT for weak ligand. Now you know that in case of strong ligand, electrons pair up. So third electron will do pairing with this electron and fourth electron will do pairing with this electron because we have considered the CFT for strong ligand. Now in case of weak ligand, how to write 4 electrons? 1, 2. Now you know that weak ligand cannot pair up electrons. Cannot pair up electrons. Means pairing will not happen. Third electron will go to this T2. This will be fourth. Okay. Now for strong ligand, electronic configuration will be E4 and T2 0. And in case of weak ligand, E2 and T2 2. Okay. Now in this complex you can see unpaired electrons are not there, so it will be diamagnetic complex. In this case unpaired electrons are there, so it will be paramagnetic complex. What will be the magnetic moment mu? Magnetic moment mu for diamagnetic complex, it is always 0. And mu for this one, total number of unpaired electrons are 4, so it will be 4 point something. In previous lecture we have already discussed the trick. What was the number you have to remember? The number is
4.87.
number 7 3 8 2 8 8
89.
8 7
89.
8 9 9 1. So this number you have to remember. Now make pairs of 2 each. So for number of unpaired electron 1, it will be 1.73. For 2, 2.82, 3.87, 4.89 and 5.91. Okay, number of unpaired electrons are 4. So 4 point something. It will be 4.89. Bohr's magnetron. Okay. Okay, this is about CFT for D4 system. Now let us write CFT for D5 system. What will be electronic configuration? What will be the magnetic nature? And what will be its magnetic moment? Okay. Now I have already written the CFT for D4 system. This is the diagram for D4 system. Now we are going to write for D5 system. Okay. Now D5 system means in the D orbital there are 5 electrons. I have already written 4 electrons, so this will be 5th electron. 1, 2, 3, 4 and this is 5. Okay. Now 1, 2. Now third electron will either do pairing or it will go in the T2. We will decide it on the basis of strength of ligand. Now you know that in case of strong ligand, electron pair up. So third electron will pair up, fourth electron will pair up, and fifth electron will enter into T2. Okay. Now in case of weak ligand, first electron, second electron, third electron. Now you know that weak ligand means electron cannot pair up. Electron cannot pair up means third electron will enter in T2. So this will be third, fourth, and this is 5. Okay. Number of electrons in E4, in the T2 1. Number of electrons in the E2, in the T2 3. Okay. What will be the nature of this complex? Unpaired electron is there. One unpaired electron is there. So it will be paramagnetic complex. Okay. And what will be its magnetic moment? Mu. Unpaired electron is equal to 1. So it will be 1 point something. So it will be 1.73 Bohr's magneton. Now here unpaired electrons are present, so it will be paramagnetic complex. Number of unpaired electrons are 5, so magnetic moment mu will be 5 point something, it will be 5.9